Some moments catch you sideways. You hear yourself speaking and realize you're not quite in the room. The words are accurate, but something inside you is a half step behind. Then your breath drops, your chest loosens. For a brief second, the younger you, the uncoached you, steps forward and looks around. It's small, almost nothing. But that flicker is honest. It's a thread worth following back to where you still recognize yourself. I'm Mark Roach. Welcome to Transcendent, my platform to help you be authentic and, if you want, to find your uniqueness and essence. My perspective can feel a little uncomfortable. It was forged on a twisted road through different cultures, industries, mentors, and mistakes, crossing what most people here would call highs and lows. And this channel exists to lift ordinary people into their power and place their uniqueness in their daily lives. My life has been a research lab. I've studied with mystics and healers. I've been mentored in business and athletics by people you already know from headlines. I started by speaking to people here with PTSD and complex PTSD because cutting through the numbness saved my life. Over time, something became obvious. Everyone suffers along the way. Some encounters are loud, some go unnoticed, and sometimes the life we build lets us outrun pain until the end of a chapter reveals it. And that's human. This channel's for everyone who is trying to be authentic, especially those who are tired of patterns that have been handed down across generations and are ready to find their own uniqueness and connect with their own spirit and protect the part of you that AI or artificial intelligence cannot replicate, and that part refuses to cooperate with dominance or force or fear, violence. So let's name the two currents that run your day. Personality and essence. Personality is adaptation. It's the set of practice moves that you learned to belong, to be praised, to avoid shame, to stay safe. It's what gets you hired. It keeps the peace at dinner and makes you dependable in a crisis. Essence, on the other hand, is older than adaptation. Essence is the unforced tone that shows up when you stop performing. It's your first laugh, your first honest question, your attention before it gets coached into a role. Now, you need both. But when personality runs the show without pause, your life can become polished and empty at the same time. You've felt the switch happen without consent. You enter a room and a role takes the wheel. Diplomat at work, fixer when things wobble, peacemaker when voices rise, charmer when power walks in, ghost when you're depleted and can't carry on another conversation. None of those roles are wrong. They're just tools. The problem starts when the tool starts to use you. The proof is in your body. Your calendar says success. Your body says cost. Jaw tight, sleep thin, appetite off. Replays of small moments that won't stop looping. Well, that's not a moral failing. It's data. It's data that says you hid something that mattered to keep things smooth. Imagine a Monday status meeting. The team arranges itself like a stage set. The skeptic sharpens, the fixer leans forward, the cheerleader turns up the brightness. You slip into your lane, nod at a plan that doesn't feel clean. You shave off the sentence that could save you a week of wasted work because the sharp edge in that room has a history. After the meeting, you're drained, not because it was hard, but because you swallowed a truth that wanted air. The change that you needed is small. Bring one honest sentence into the conversation a little earlier. Ask one question with a steady voice. Does this solve the real problem? If we were honest, would we do this at all? One plain line can reroute a room more than a long speech. Now picture a family moment. A comment lands sideways. One person gets loud, another person gets quiet and starts doing dishes with too much force. You feel your throat close around words that you've carried for months. The old move is smooth. Cool it down. Make a joke. Step back. You don't need eloquence. You need one true line. I'm upset. I'm confused. I want to go differently. That kind of sentence doesn't win, but it does humanize the room. People talk to people once again. Intimacy shows the split with a brighter light. You manage moods to avoid conflict. You apologize for existing. You grade yourself on attention and touch like you're following an assignment. Performance is a survival tactic dressed as love. Presence is love. Presence sounds like, I want you, and I feel far away. It sounds like I'm here and I'm nervous. It sounds like I want to connect, but I need 5 minutes to land in my body. When you say it, the air changes. Your nervous system just stops defending and starts listening. Friendships map the gradient. With some people, your nervous system drops 3 degrees when friends arrive. You don't need to entertain. You don't need to entertain. You don't need to sell yourself. Silence is allowed. With others, you leave with a headache and you're not sure why. The role you played cost you more than you budgeted. Shift small things first. Text when you think of someone. Ask an honest question. Share one truth about your day that isn't polished. Inviting someone into your house when it's a mess, and let it be real all night instead of a curated event. Children are honest mirrors. Sit with a kid for 10 minutes and watch what happens. If they settle, invent, and play, you're present. If they speed up, freeze, or test harder, your mask might be in the room. That is not a shame alarm. It's a cue. Put the phone down. Drop your shoulders. Repair fast when you miss. I don't know how I said that. Let's reset. Short repair plus a return to play builds trust. That's how structure and softness share a house. Your body tells the truth before your mind admits it. Start there. Scan 3 places a few times a day: jaw, shoulders, and breath. If your jaw's tight, soften. If the shoulders float high, let them drop. If the breath is shallow, loosen your exhale until your belly moves. 1 minute, no special gear. You're buying space. Space is where choice returns. Choice is how essence gets a turn at the wheel. Protect your mornings like rare land. Do not give the first minutes to a glowing rectangle designed to perform or entertain you. Sit up. and name your inner weather in a line. Restless and hopeful, tired but willing, calm and unsure. That small honesty builds trust with your nervous system, and after a week, you'll catch yourself naming your state mid-conflict, and it will soften faster. When the truth is named, the body doesn't need to shout. White space is not a luxury, it's an infrastructure. Take a short walk without your phone. Wash a mug slowly. Look out the window and let your gaze rest on something still. Listen to one song without doing anything else. This is not a purity. It is friction against an environment that profits from constant reaction. Without white space, performance wins by default because it is loud. With white space, essence can take a breath. Technology is a performance engine. Algorithms reward outrage, polish, and speed. Your life needs none of those to be meaningful. Batch replies. Defend a quiet window early. Post only on what tomorrow will defend without spinning. Leave some moments unshared so they can become yours, not content. A guarded interior life is not secrecy, it is soil. Money carries layered meanings: safety, status, belonging, identity. Under stress, the mask chases symbols as proof that they're okay. Essence, it asks a slower question. What problem am I actually solving? Does this feed my spirit or feed my mask? The difference between noticing and acting grows thinner the more that you practice this. Soon enough, the insights you gain from reflection aren't just ideas, they become small choices. The shift in your work or your tone at work, a boundary that you set at home, a pattern that you interrupt mid-sentence instead of swallowing your truth. Real change starts with seeing, but it only builds by doing it. In the next section, we'll move from noticing the essence, especially when the pressure rises and the stakes get real. Sometimes you'll pick up the mask. That's human. Notice it. Shame fades when truth is named. Then tune your sense of enough. Enough, well, it's not a fixed number. It's a moving answer. It's based on your season, your values, and your body's limit. Revisit it monthly. Adjust as you change. In sex and affection, tone beats tactics. If your mind races, say so. If your body feels far, say that. I want you. I want you. I feel distant, but I need to find my way back. Plain speech is attractive because it is trustworthy. Trust lowers the body's alarms. When the alarms drop, closeness returns without force. Run a role audit for your week. List your main roles: partner, parent, manager, friend, creator, student, coach. For each role, write who shows up when you're stressed: pleaser, fixer, critic, charmer, ghost, diplomat. Then pick the quality you want to lead: listener, challenger, clarifier, encourager, presence. Make one swap where the stakes are low. Let listener lead a call you'd normally let fixer run. Let the clarifier lead a decision that you'd usually avoid. One practice daily is enough to pivot the whole month. Design your creative process like two rooms separated by a door. One room is for making, one room is for editing. In the room where you're doing the making, messing it up is sacred. No early edits, no judgments, output only. And then in the editing room, standards are clean and kind. Cut what drags, tighten what sings. If you invite feedback, choose people who build, not control. This protects your original voice from your inner critic wearing a quality badge. Plan for conflict the way you plan a trip. Set 3 words for your tone: calm, clear, kind, or bold, listening, and steady. Say them right before you enter the room. During heat, narrate your state to yourself or out loud if it helps. My chest is tight. I want to interrupt. I'm leaving in my head. Ask for 10 seconds. Drink water. Lengthen your exhale. Psychological shift precedes psychological choice. When your body calms, the next sentence becomes simple and true. Keep repairs short and real. Sorry for my tone. You didn't deserve that. I hear you. I'll adjust. Explanations can come later when the body is settled. In the moment, they read like defense. Let behavior complete the promise. Name the traps so they shrink. Performing authenticity happens when rawness becomes another act. If you feel yourself turning up the volume to get a reaction, lower it. Use fewer adjectives. Say one plain sentence you can stand by tomorrow. Honesty as a weapon is truth without care. Ask who benefits from your next line. Edit for kindness without sanding off accuracy. Self-erasure dressed as kindness is the habit of folding to keep peace. You buy quiet on credit and pay with resentment. Trade collapse for small boundaries. I need a minute. I want to speak. I'm nervous. Let's slow down. Watch for spiritual bypass. Bright phrases can hide dark feelings. Everything happens for a reason. Might be true in a long arc and still be unhelpful in a hard hour. Try, I don't know yet, or try, this hurts. Try, I'm lost but open. Humility invites wisdom without pretending. Avoid the workshop loop. You can read, journal, and plan forever and never change a move in public. Apply one idea before you study another. Ask one honest question earlier in a meeting. Offer one clear boundary at home. Choose silence when you'd usually explain, then review. What happened? How did it feel? What will I adjust? Insight becomes muscle, and especially when it passes through action. Health is logistics, not lifestyle. Sleep, water, simple food, steady movement. When your body's empty, the mask drives because it's fast and familiar. Care funds presence. Presence funds the life you said that you wanted. Let's ground this with lived scenes. A founder runs on adrenaline. Charmer with investors. Martyr on her own team. Ghost is at home. Panic wakes her at 3 a.m. Mentor asks, how much is you and how much is the act? She strips sparkle from the pitches and adds context. She scopes work tighter so chaos can't flood the week. She locks her phone in a drawer at dinner. Investors miss the show at first. The right ones stay. The team grumbles and then breathe with expectations that they hold. Home gets quiet in a good way. Energy returns to the right problems. Courage repeated looks boring up close. It works. A couple stuck in pursue and retreat starts naming the pattern in real time. I'm leaving my head. I'm getting loud because I'm scared. They add play to dull days. They repair fast after sharp words. Fights shorten. Safety grows in inches. Inches stack. An artist paralyzed by critique splits practice. 30 minutes wild. No edits. 15 minutes cleanup later. Feedback only from a small circle. Who knows the goal is strength, not control. By week 3, ideas show up without being hunted. By month 2, the work feels like theirs again. If you want traction in 7 days, keep a nightly log. 2 moments where the mask led, 1 moment where essence got the mic. Thank the mask for trying to protect you. Name the cost. Name the gain. Patterns appear quickly. Change one lever next week. The degree of change may be small. Over distance, 1 degree moves a life. Endings test everything. The mask wants a performance or a disappearance. Essence prefers short lines. Thank you for this season. I need to end this here. I'm grateful and I'm done. Then let grief move. Give it time on the calendar. 10 minutes in the morning, 10 at night. Write one thing that the ending gave. One thing that it took. Grief becomes bearable when it is allowed to be ordinary. Shame arrives for all of us. Treat it like weather. Shame is here. Narrow it. This is about today's mistake, not my whole life. Place a hand on your chest. Breathe out longer than you breathe in. Say one kind sentence to yourself that you would say to a friend. Shame moves through faster when you stop building a house in it. Practice receiving. Performers often block care. When someone offers a compliment, time, or their help, let it land. Say thank you. Do not shrink with the gift with disclaimers. Receiving is trust. Trust is a bridge back to essence, and control is a mask move. Connection is essence. Choose rooms where people can be unsure and still belong. Ask for clarity when you don't understand. Apologize when you overstep. If you hold more power, speak last and listen longer. You're setting gravity whether you intend to or not. Make it safe to be human. If your realness starts to turn into a show mid-sentence, stop. Say the plain line. Say the line plainly. This is hard. I don't know yet. I may get this wrong. But watch how the room settles when the target is truth rather than applause. If you keep a spiritual practice, center patience, sit with the questions without forcing answers, read for permission to wait, not for slogans to repeat. Wisdom often arrives late and quiet. Build a life that can hear it. The long arc is integration. You will not erase personality. You will right-size it. You will not capture essence ever and hold it still. You will meet it. You'll lose it, and then you'll meet it again. Return is the practice. Choose the next sentence you can respect. Choose the next boundary you can keep. Choose the next kindness that does not erase you. Let the rhythm accumulate. Show up. Slip. Notice. Return. Rest. Then after you rested, try again. Over time, rooms that used to require a mask will feel safer. Work will tighten and simplify. Your body will feel like a place you can live. It's not a machine that you manage. If doubt creeps in, remember the difference between applause and resonance. Applause fades as soon as the room empties. Resonance stays with you during a quiet drive, a long walk, a slow evening. Resonance is your system's way of saying, this fits. Chase that. Build your days around that signal until it becomes your new normal. So now let's take essence and personality into pressure. High stakes moments that shrink your options unless you prepare. When stress hits, the old role grabs the wheel. Pleaser, fixer, ghost, charmer, critic. They're quick and efficient, and they say what keeps the room calm or you in control. They'll say whatever it takes to keep this calmness or to keep the deal alive. Essence moves slower, and it wants the real target. It wants a clean outcome and a clean body afterwards. And you don't get there by accident. You train for it, just like an athlete trains for the fourth quarter, the end of a game. Not with hype, with simple routines that protect choice when the real heat rises. Before a hard meeting, a tough conversation, or a camera that makes your throat tight, arrive in your body on purpose. 1 minute. Jaw loose, shoulders down, breathe slow. Longer exhale than inhale. Pick 3 words for tone: calm, clear, and kind. Or bold listening and steady. Put them in your pocket. Open with one true sentence instead of a long preamble. Say what matters early while your courage is still high. Then ask the question that everyone else is dodging. What are the real trade-offs? Well, what happens if you do nothing? What would make this simpler? You're not performing courage. You're creating conditions where ordinary courage can land. In conflict, narrate your state like a field reporter. Not dramatic, simple. I notice I'm tense. I want to interrupt. I'm leaving in my head. This slows your nervous system and gives the other person a bridge back from their edge as well. Ask for 10 sentences if you need it. A pause protects the relationship from a sentence that you can't take back, that you can't unsay. Small human moves are what change outcomes, not perfect speeches. Leadership is presence plus standards. Presence means people can feel you. Standards means the work stays grounded in reality. Leaders who live in essence remove the performance tax from their teams. The tax is the energy people spend trying to look right instead of doing right. You remove it by rewarding clarity and care, not polish and theater. Be the first to name trade-offs. Be the first to own a mess. Replace vague inspiration with a scope and sequence. Scope is what we will and won't do. Sequence is the order that makes it doable. When people know the why, the boundaries and the calendar, anxiety drops, work speeds up in a steady way. Hype loses its grip. Start meetings with a question and that draws presence without forcing confession? What's one thing weighting you down? What's one thing lifting you up? Go first. Keep it short. Show that honesty isn't punished here. Close with a crisp recap and a next step owned by a name and a date. That mix of warmth and spine builds trust. Trust builds speed without panic. Money is where masks multiply. The old roles see money as safe status and salvation. Essence sees money as a tool. It brings questions instead of fantasies. It says, what's the problem? What problem am I solving? Is this project feeding my spirit or feeding my mask? Define enough for this season. Enough means the number of patterns that cover needs, funds, joy, and respects your health. It changes with time. Name it for a quarter. Check it for a month. In teams and families, show the math and the trade-offs. People can live with lean numbers if the story is honest and the plan is visible. Build money boundaries that protect your nervous system. No big decisions after 9 at night. Sleep on windfalls and crisis. Pair decisions with data and a body check. If your breath is high and fast, then you're in a fear story or fantasy. Neither belongs in a budget. Come back to slow breath. Ask the next practical question. You'll make fewer heroic mistakes and spend less time cleaning up clever ones. Intimacy is where your oldest strategies pretend to be love. You manage moods and lose yourself. You overgive to earn safety. You go silent and call it peace. When you bring essence into intimacy, you bring honest tone and honest pace. You name what is happening in your body so you don't act out sideways. I want to be close and my mind is racing. I want you to feel and I feel numb. I need 10 minutes to land so I can meet you for real. These lines aren't dramatic. They're doors. They turn sex into connection and affection into rest instead of a test. Desire and boundaries can live in the same sentence. I want more touch and I need slower pacing. I want you and I need words first. When you tell the truth softly, the room gets safer. Safe doesn't mean dull. It means alive without hangover or regret. If you've been through trauma, teach your body that closeness and choice can coexist. That's what safety is. Practice saying what you want in small ways. Ask to hold a hand. Ask for a pause. Ask for the light to be on or off. Choices restore agency. Agency invites desire back. Desire is not a performance, it's a signal. It shows up when your nervous system trusts you not to abandon it for approval. Endings are final exams. Personality prefers clean language and quiet action. Say the short, true lines and then honor them. Thank you for the season. I need this to end here. I'm grateful, and I'm not done. Keep your explanations measured. Protect dignity on both sides. Don't outsource your boundaries to the other person's reaction. Your job is clarity and kindness, not universal agreement. Grief needs a schedule. That sounds cold, but it isn't. Grief is a wave train. If you leave it to find you only at night or in traffic, it will. Give it 10 minutes in the first thing in the morning and 10 at night. Write one thing that the ending gave you. one thing that it costs you, well, sit with both. Grief recognizes your interior spaces so the next chapter has rooms. If you fight it, it leaks into places that you didn't choose. Creative cycles are 2 rooms, and there's a door. Making and editing. In the making room, you protect the wild. No, don't do any early editing. No quality speeches. You move your hands and you give your ideas a body. In the editing room, you can cut and shape with kindness and standards. If you edit while making, you scare your shy ideas back and they fall back into the trees and hide. And if you refuse to do this editing, your ideas never become useful to anyone else. So set a timer, 20 minutes, 40 minutes of making, and then take a break. 15 or 30 minutes of editing, and then repeat. Ask for feedback only from people who respect your intent and your voice. And under pressure, this structure carries you when taste is loud and confidence is quiet. Daily rituals under pressure should be short and repeatable. Think anchors, not projects. Morning arrival sets direction before phone. Name your inner weather, restless and hopeful, tired or willing, calm and unsure. If you like, speak 3 words for tone. Midday reset returns to yourself. 2 slow breaths before the next hard thing. Shoulders down, jaw loose, eyes on something for 10 seconds. Evening review builds muscles to return. 2 muscles where the mask led, 1 moment where the essence got airtime. Thank the mask for trying to protect you. Name the cost. Name the gain. Now you're not collecting points. You're teaching your system that you will come back to it. Public life needs micro rituals too. Before you post, ask something tomorrow that you can defend it without spending. If not, wait before defending it without spending. If not, before you answer a hot message, drink water and look out a window. Nature regulates you faster than a comment war. When you feel the pull to perform, shrink your performance and tell the clean truth. If a story still stings, it isn't ready for the internet. Heal it in private. Share from scars, not open wounds. Boundaries keep your voices clean, and a clean voice carries farther than a loud one. Let's make this concrete with lived pictures. A founder runs on adrenaline for years, a charmer with investors. Essence sets the tone and chooses the direction. You will lose it and find it 100 times a week. That is not failure. That is rhythm. Show up, slip, notice, return, rest, try again. Most of life is this loop. Most healing is too. You will know it's working when the gap between your words and your truth gets shorter, when repairs come in minutes instead of months, when endings are cleaner and beginnings don't require performance to feel worthy, when your body feels more like a home than a machine, when your work tightens without you tightening your jaw, when you wake up and recognize your life from the inside out. If you ever doubt this is worth it, remember the difference between applause and resonance. Applause is loud and gone in a minute. Resonance stays. It meets you on a quiet walk. It settles you after a hard call. It's your system's way of saying, this fits. Build for that. Shape your days around that. Give yourself long enough on this path, and the loud rewards will show up too. But you won't be hooked by them. You'll be anchored. So when the moment tilts and the old role reaches for the mic, feel your feet, drop your shoulders, exhale longer than you inhale. Say one plain sentence you can respect tomorrow. Ask the simple question others won't. Choose the next honest action you can keep. Then do it again tomorrow. That's how you build a life that belongs to you, not a role, not a show, a life. I'm Mark Roach. This is Transcendent, wishing you all the best.